The Troy War is one of the events of antiquity that is still echoed in the written and cinematic arts. Did it really happen, and where did the episodes described in Homer's Iliad take place? In 1874, the amateur German archaeologist Heinrich Schliemann told the world that he had found the ruins of the ancient city of. He had done the research on a hill, Hisarlik, located in the western part of present-day Turkey near the Elefspanto Strait, now called the Dardanelles Strait. According to him, the small hill best corresponded to the characteristics of ancient Troy that made it an invincible castle. Let us analyze in detail to see how this location corresponds to the data given by Homer to Troy. We are starting from the strait that Homer described as immeasurable. If we look at the strait, it has a width that varies from 1.2 kilometers to 8 kilometers. So they are distances that cannot be considered as immense width. Second, strategically, the Achaean camp by the sea was practically surrounded by Troy and their Thrace allies. With an overnight attack, they could burn Achaean ships. Third, if we look at the ruins thought to be of Ilian Castle, they rise on a not very high hill, when Homer describes that the fortress was located on a high hill. No river passes nearby, even one that passes far, looks more like a stream than a river. Homer describes the walls of the castle very strong with large, high, and well-built stones. If we look at the ruins of what is once known as Troy, the walls do not look like that. Troy was a very rich area with pastures, forests and copper mines from which bronze was produced for weapons and shields, and with gold reserves. The pastures fed the cattle, and from the forests wood was taken for construction, heating, and weapons. But above all, the tribune of honor is missing, the mountain from the top of which Zeus and the other deities watched the battlefield. The area where the ruins of what is once known as Troy are located does not meet these conditions. The area where the ruins of what is once known as Troy are located does not meet these conditions. To get an idea of where the true location of the ancient city of Troy might be, let's look first. What Homer writes. In the beginning, Zeus, the collector of dark clouds, created Dardan, when holy Ilion was not yet founded. And Dardanus had a son, King Eratosthenes, who became the richest of mortals. Eridan had a true son, who became king of Troy. So the first king of Troy was true. In the north of Albania, there is a district called Tropoi and a town called Tropoi. Tropoi means Tropoli, the city of Trodot, and if we look at the location of Tropoi is on the slope mountain rich in water resources. Tru made 3 perfect children, Ilo, Assaraka, and Ganymede. His son Elio moved from the deep mountainous areas to the lowlands near the sea and founded the city of Elio, and today is called Lezha. Let's see, does Lezha meet those conditions that Homer describes in the Iliad? The hill on which the fortress is built is high, and from its top is controlled a very wide area. On the horizon appears the Adriatic Sea. The Adriatic Sea has a length of 800 kilometers and a width of 150 kilometers, which are the dimensions that really make it immense. The castle still looks good today. If we look carefully, the hill on which the castle is built is surrounded by 3 rivers, 2 coming from the north, that are branches of the same river, the Drin River. Homer also writes that Scamandro and Xanto are the same. From the east comes the 3rd river that flows south of the castle and joins the other 2. This actually looks like a stream, however it serves as a protective channel for the castle. A little further south flows the river Isham. East of the hill on which the castle is built rises the mountain of Vela to give the impression of a tribune of honor for Zeus and other deities. From the height and position, it seems to have a wide view of the battlefield. The walls are made of large stones, and we have walls not only on the hill but also in the field, which shows that it was a big city. Lezha in the vicinity has the Rubik mine, which is rich in copper, but also has a percentage of gold. Lezha is close to forests, so necessary for wood as a building material, for ships, and weapons, as well as for heating and cooking. Then if we look at the old maps we have in that area, Dardania, Thrace, and Paeonia, so Troy and Trojan allies. The national hero George Castrioti is buried in Lezha. The reason he chose this place can be explained only by the possible fact that Lezha is the former Troy, and there are buried Achilles and Hector and many heroes of the Troy War.